what he's going to do. But we are finally into Champion Select here for our first matchup between World Elite and Invictus Gaming, and we'll see what's going to happen. Na's going to be banned away, and I am not surprised in one small fashion.
No, not incredibly good top laner on this patch. He's just basically bullies anyone out of the game here, so not surprised to see him go. And looks like LeBlanc's going to go banned here as well. Very popular mid-champion that a lot of players in this league have been playing.
Yeah, not to mention over in Korea as well. I mean, I think the first iteration of competitive LeBlanc did come from there. A little bit of a shout out to Faker, but we are going to have Lysandra banned away as well. Very top lane focused. Rek'Sai is off the board, and no surprises there. She is very, very strong. Yeah,
it's kind of a very typical set of bans, I guess, on this patch. Pretty much all of the strong champions are going into the bin right now. Nobody wants to play any of it, so we're going to have some different things here as well. Just a lot of very popular, very strong champions being banned out here.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to mention as well is the fact that China has this focus on assassins in that mid lane. So Zed really popular, Fizz really popular, Syndra as well, Ahri's also quite popular. So we'll see whether they are going to go with that one, but it's going to be the Xerath being taken off the board, so Ninja not going to be able to pick that one up. And Ninja known for some interesting picks. Xerath was one of them. Cho'Gath is another one.
Yeah.
So wanting to play a little bit more control, a little bit more sniper focus.
Yeah, Ninja, for like his namesake, he seems to play very safe, very poke
Bit of a Shen. Well, sort of like not the best Ninja, let's be honest.
Yeah, you'd think Ninja may be more on the Akali side of the spectrum, but he's definitely got a bit more of the Shen action going on.
Oh yeah.
Plays
Nothing wrong with some Shen action.
Not at all, but plays very safe, very poke-heavy sort of mid laners. Has, I believe, started to pick up more of the assassins that have been quite popular on this patch. Azir is going to be our last ban as well. Another very strong champion.
Oh, not going to be able to see the Birdman coming in for this one, of course. Roughly translates to golden chicken in Chinese for you playing at home. So that's incredibly exciting. Janna is going to be the lookout here, and not necessarily what you'd associate with the Chinese meta, but Janna is just so strong at the moment.
Yeah, Janna is unbelievable. And you're right in the sense that a lot of the Chinese supports traditionally have played very engage-heavy styles. We talk about FCZF.
Not going to be picked up. It's going to be Jarvan.
Never mind, it's Jarvan. So very cacao champion here, very aggressive, able to create a lot of pressure, and just a really strong champion on this patch as well. Also, don't forget a flex pick here as well. So it can go top, and if it was the tie, I may even say it could go mid.
Yeah, and they are hovering this Janna. I'm surprised that they aren't looking at a potential Thresh pick up here, just because Kitties is an absolute monster on that champion, so really wanted to make plays there, but Spirit looking at a Riven. So we're not going to talk about these hovers.
I can barely contain my excitement here,
but
we'll give them a bit of time. It looks like Janna has been locked in there, and I guess we can talk about Janna. Rumble there as well, another very strong top lane. I think that's maybe not even seeing enough play. But Janna's interesting in that, yes, you're right, not the big, aggressive, engage-heavy support that we often see from Chinese players, but is really good at protecting these big late-game carries. And that's another big facet of Chinese League as well, huge AD carries.
Not to mention the really AD-centric play coming out of WE as well. STYZ is looking to be their hard carry in the late game, and what better to have a big old shield giving you a BS sword?
Yeah, so want to make sure to protect STYZ here. Conan here, not going to be on his maybe famed Leona and get aggressive, but they need to protect STYZ here, and this is a good start actually to giving him as much room as possible in these team fights. With Rumble Janna, you control so much space in fights.
Yeah, and one thing I really, really like is looking back over at Invictus Gaming, they've got the Sivir locked in, really strong at the moment on the current patch, but putting Pokemon on Maokai, he's this tank player. He's not necessarily the aggressive top laner that you'd see, not really one of the star top laners, plays consistently, plays the tank meta really well, and putting him on Maokai, I mean, there's no better champion for that.
Yeah, I love this trio as well coming up from Invictus Gaming. Just lots of hard engage. Sivir's ultimate is best used when you have a lot of people that want to get in and engage, and Jarvan and Maokai are both those sort of champions, but we do have Jace and Corki picked up forward, continuing now a bit more of an aggressive streak in this comp.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and the Nami is the hover here. Kitty's actually known for being one of the only Nami players over in China, so hovering that one, not entirely sure whether that one's going to be locked in, but oh my goodness, the TF.
There are some favorites being hovered here as well. If
dear.
you're new to
I don't know whether
China's
that's a shout out to Messiah over on WE, but even though he's not actually there, it might be a slight homage, but not going to be the case. 4 seconds on the clock. These could be the picks.
We'll have to see, give him a little bit more time, but I think one of the cool things about not starting Zatai especially is that we mentioned that he's very off-the-wall, very aggressive, assassin-heavy player, but once people sort of figure out what he plays, the trick's kind of up. Like, he's not a one-trick pony, but he's got like a couple of good things that he uses, and then once he's used them, people figure them out, and they no longer win him games. Rookies are much more flexible, safer pick that they can start here, and that means Zatai, when he does get to play, people will be like, I've got to watch 50% less Zatai games And if he pulls out something crazy, no one's going to expect it. So he might even pick up just more wins in general because he's playing less.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that he can gauge the mid laner and how they're playing at the day. And the second matchup, the second match, of course, we are playing best of twos here. So the second match, he could be, just brought in to really counter that one out. But let's stop talking about that because Spirit's just locked in jungle Riven. And this is your wheelhouse. You can take it away.
I'm so happy that Riven's here as well. So not the player I thought was going to be playing Riven in this matchup. Save, of course, potentially could have taken that away as well. And not the position I thought either. We've got maybe Zatai could have played at mid as well if he was playing, but Spirit going jungle Riven's really interesting. Now, Spirit obviously known for Rengar, bigger, 80, semi-assassin sort of champion, but kind of plays a lot of Lee Sin, a great player there as well. But Spirit played Olaf in the Demacia Cup final. Didn't work out. Spoiler alert. Sorry, didn't work out maybe as well as he would have liked. But he's definitely been picking up a few more champions here. I've never seen his Riven, but I'm excited to see just how well he plays it because big, aggressive jungler that if you get going, just contributes so much damage to a gank.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I mean, if we're looking at the top lane here as well, like the gank potential coming through. So you've got Rumble and Riven with like so much level 4 burst damage that they could even probably take out this Maokai given the chance.
It's almost as well like Spirit is looking at his team and being like, I like my solo laners, but maybe I'm not as invested in them to be able to carry this game.
Yeah, and not necessarily, burst damage, more like just that's a power spike that Rumble and Riven both.
Yeah, but the solo laners are very safe champions. They've got big, good I think it's Jace and Rumble are the two solo laners, so lots of teamfight potential, but they're not required to get in and really hard carry again. They just contribute to their fights, use their poke well, and sort of pick the right fights and win from there. They're actually giving a lot of credit here to STYZ's Corki, who will be set up beautifully for big fights once they start. And in particular, Spirit's almost saying, I want to be the other carry for my team. We're going to give the utility to our solo laners, make the top, make the mid, just be all safe and happy and set up for me. I'm the big carry now for this team. Playing Riven in this game.
That is exactly right. But we are onto the Rift, ladies and gentlemen, with Invictus Gaming taking on World Elite. And they are now just facing off down the river. Very, 5-point defense system. Although in the top lane, they're still checking each other out. Look, Pokemon already taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, got to be careful.
Look at burning down those trees.
Rumble's Flame Spitter just does so much damage in the early levels. Rumble, such an interesting champion. We're actually talking about this earlier today before the broadcast, but Rumble is a champion whose power changes constantly throughout a game. He has peaks and troughs all over the shop. But level 1, you walk up as a Maokai with just your sapling, you're going to get burnt. And not just figuratively.
Irrespective of whether or not you really mind if it's doing any damage, you're still going to get burnt because that is, in fact, a lot of fire coming out of that spitter. But there are wards going down, of course, a little bit unique situation. We're talking about the Chinese meta, but they are going to be getting that vision down. Nice boomerang actually going to come out from Kid, and that's really interesting. Picking up that boomerang first. A lot of these Sivers at the moment are taking that ricochet early so you can shove in that lane and get to that level 2 as soon as possible.
Yeah, perhaps showcasing a bit more of the aggressive streak that IG's bottom lane is certainly known for. Looks like the junglers are going to be starting red on both sides actually, so they'll end up on opposite sides of the jungle potentially, but it seems like we'll break out into standard lanes here. Aluka actually going to help Spirit out here as well, which also helps him get some heat going in his lane as well. Not too much, it's not like Renekton where you get free Fury, but Spirit's going to be starting red. Looks like Jarvan will as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting that they're starting on this red buff when normally it's the Krug start. Make sure that you can get that stun passive on the smite and then go to your red afterwards, but we'll see whether there is a trick up their sleeve, a reason for this.
Yeah, that does actually open Kakao up to maybe going a little cheesy here, potentially.
Level 2.
He could go for a level 2 Jarvan gank, which is maybe what the red star indicates here. And this is an interesting jungle matchup. Big early pressure for Kakao here when he starts things off, where Spirit is certainly looking to farm up a bit more. Riven contributes a lot of damage to her ganks when she enters lanes, but can't really lock down people for that much unless you catch someone pretty much with their pants down.
Yep, Spirit actually taking a lot of damage from this jungle, as you generally would as a Riven, but do have a lot more AoE, so can clear this one out a lot more, as we do see his bar is flashing there a little bit. Pokemon just going to clear out this wave here in the top lane, as Aluka has shoved that one through, which is what Rumble's likely to do in the early stages of this game.
And World Elite have a really nice, safe setup to me with their solo laners.
Actually, progression here in the bottom lane. Nice Ebb and Flow actually doing the double bounce. I love that one. Coming out of Kitties. So Kid going to trade that one back quite nicely against Conan and Styes.
Yeah, despite having a Janna in his lane, expect STYZ to really bully his opponents. He's got a great early game champion here in Corki that he can do it with. And if he can, he loves to bully people off creeps as much as he can. we're not joking here when we say this kid is very similar to how Uzi likes to play his
That's
lane.
very confusing when you say this kid because his opponent is actually Kid. And it's just it's ridiculous. Kiddies is actually going aggressive against STYZ here as the Howling Gale is going to come over. Kid's going to get knocked up by that one. So some lowish health bars here, but no danger as of yet.
Yeah, just some pots being chugged, but Kitty's doing work with that Frostbang, by the way. Sorry. Just getting so much damage early on, and they do have the advantage in terms of early game trades if they can set up in a 2v2, but again, STYZ will be pressuring this bottom lane if he can, and all of World Elite's lanes actually are pushed quite far up, or were earlier on, and I like that World Elite have a very safe top and a very safe mid laner. They can apply pressure, but they're very safe at their farm here. They can just collect their farm, and when everyone hits 6, World Elite's first dragon fight looks terrifying.
That being said, I mean, there is some early game power coming out of IG as well, so we could imagine that both teams are pretty ready to fight.
I mean, Kakao here, it's what he wants to do with his early pressure, especially with the double mobility summon is here for Rookie's Twisted Fate as well.
Yes.
That's their, I guess, spike. If everyone's going to hit 6 around the same time, World Elite likely going to look for a dragon fight, maybe 10 to 12 minutes, and IG are probably going to look for a gank, and they've got so much lockup and so much to contribute to a gank, no matter which lane they decide to enter.
Yep, Spirit is going to have a look at this Scuttle Crab now. Really have heard around the traps that Scuttle Crab is definitely an objective that the Chinese really do like to take.
It's good stuff. I mean, it's kind of a short burst of vision. It's really key around those big objectives. I think the speed train's actually super relevant around the big objectives that the Chinese love to fight at, but Spirit is getting frisky here against Kakao. Yeah,
he's taking a bit of damage from those Raptors. Actually comes in, just takes one of the little popcorn chickens away. Nice Dragon Strike is going to deter Spirit from coming through, and Rookie's making his way around just to make sure that that pesky Riven is out of his jungle. Pokemon now doing a lot of damage to Aluka here now that they've hit level 5. Still has a fair bit of mana. Decided to start with that Doran's Ring, as well. So a little bit more aggressive on this tree. But that being said, Aluka still ahead in that CS.
Yeah, again, Rumble really just has a lot of peaks and troughs in his play here. Kakao's actually looking down towards the bottom lane. Don't know if he's spotted by a wall, but he's going in. STYZ is actually low.
Yeah, getting exhausted up as well, but he's made it to safety. Oh, the flag and drag coming through. Nice flash from Conan. That would have definitely spelled his death.
And perhaps a bit too much aggression from STYZ in that bottom lane. He was trading a lot back and forth, but was not winning those trades 2v2 with the Janna in his lane. Got low there up against Kid and Kitties, and then Kakao came in, and that's easy flashes for him to go back in and pick up kills later.
Yeah, that's right. So Conan going to have to play a little bit less aggressively than he was before, and this is not something that you want to do in a lane with STYZ, who wants to be putting on pressure at all times.
But not dying, very important for World Elite's comp. Again, they're really looking to sit and pick up those level 6s and probably get an early group on and see where they go from there. So very safe lanes here, just maybe a bit too much aggression from STYZ's Corky.
Yeah, we do have actually Ninja going back to base, so going to have a little bit more items. Going to get that tier stacking as much as possible, but Rookie given a chance to catch back up in CS. He's also been back as well.
Yeah, you actually hit it there with the tier. As Aluka just blowing his ultimate. Looks like he just wants to clear out farm here. That's dedicating to playing very safe if you're World Elite.
Yeah, that's right, and that's going to be on cooldown now as well. We'll see whether IG do decide that they want to go for any sort of dragon play with that equalizer unavailable. But I doubt that that's going to be the case. Ooh, nice accelerated shock blast going to come through onto Rookie, but just going to wander away and just keep blue carding the wave. Ooh, and another jump in as well. Rookie getting taken down really low. Forced to use that flash to get out of the way. Nice direction as well, making sure that he gets out of the shock blast, but forced to flash and go back to base. So Ninja really putting down the power.
And this is what I love about World Elite's solo laners in particular. They can convert pressure so quickly. They've got very safe, again, long-range-ish style champions, but if they want to and they see it opening, they can go in and get super aggressive. And if Spirit's there as well, or even Janna's just there to help, especially Jace in that mid lane, they can obliterate someone off the map really, really quickly. So IG have to be careful in these lanes because the pressure turns on very quickly here for World Elite. And if Rookie's getting bullied especially, or just pushed out, his Twisted Fate's not going to get that gank off until later in the game, and he needs to make an impression now.
Yeah, that's right. So Rookie sort of unable to pick up any notable items as well after going back. So just going to be sitting on that Fiendish Codex. He's going to have to be very careful about Ninja now, although that Ignite has been burned.
And what I wanted to touch on before when you talked about tier, there's a really elegant sort of item progression here for World Elite's comp. Both Rumble is a really good 2 1 or 2 item power spike champion. He gets a lot of power early on for not a lot of gold. He's very efficient in that regard. And Corki's Trinity Force makes him a beast once you hit the mid game as well. The fact that Jace is trying to stack a tier when that's all happening actually covers him for the part of the game where he does have a power trough. So World Elite have a lot of really smooth timings, and Kakao, unfortunately, is caught up by a Trinket Ward.
Yeah, Kitties and Kakao is both going to be sitting on that ward. Spirit, on the other hand, is going to be less seen here in this mid lane and trying to take advantage of the fact that Rookie does not have his flash, but he's just going to throw out those wild cards and get the heck back because he understands the danger that he's in.
Had his Ghost there as well, so a couple of mobility options, but Carrot Power is ready now for Spirit's Ribbon. So if he wants to go and activate that Blade of the Exile, then he can here. And you can tell he's fishing through a gank quite hard here in this lane.
Oh, Battle Bunny Ribbon.
It's great.
Fantastic.
It's great.
Oh, so Ninja's
I'm glad
going to
you
be
caught it, by the way.
free to clear out his minions here in the mid lane as we do have Rookie heading back to base yet again. Still not too far behind on CS, about 15 points at this stage. But Spirit getting aggressive. There's the Broken Wings coming through. And the Blade of the Exile being popped straight away. The flash into the knockup. Oh my goodness. Just gets out of there with a flash.
And a very slight misplay, it seems like, by Spirit. I don't think he cancelled his third Q with his flash. Would have given him a little bit more time of CC and a couple more frames to attack in. And, of course, the ult just going a little wide didn't help either. But very close and great pressure by Spirit.
Yeah, and that was the only place the Kakao could have flashed in order to get out of that damage. So really, really well played and so close from Spirit.
But this very calm early game absolutely favors World Elite's comp, it seems like. Because, again, they're just looking for their ultimates. They play very well when they're grouped up. They've got good siege pressure with the Janna and Jace. And Rumble as well. They can disengage for days and days and days. So World Elite happy here just to chill out. Maybe look for the Dragon in the next few minutes. And Spirit, again, when he shows up to a situation, he's ready to go on the Criven as we do an engage.
Yeah, very aggressive here in this top lane. Pokemon actually having to move out of the way of that equalizer. Going to head back under this turret, but nothing really going to happen. Bit of a wet noodle fight, as we do actually have the Destiny coming through. There's the gold card locked as well. Twisted Advance is going to lock him up, and Kakao's here as well. First blood for Pokemon.
And just a little too far from Aluka. Wanted to convert the pressure he got with the ultimate, tried to bully, but forgot about the Twisted Fate. And that's the worst thing to do against TF, is get yourself caught out of position, and a very easy gank for Rookie and Kakao.
Twisted top lane gank, you could definitely say, with that Twisted Advance coming through as well. Absolutely terrible joke, and I will refrain from any more in the future. Rookie, though, going to pick up his blue buff, head back to this middle lane as well. Flash is almost available once more. And that first blood gold netting them a little bit of an advantage, but not really too much at this stage.
Picking a great spot as well in the top lane with that gank, because Luke is the person that they might be worried about a potential TP down to that dragon at this stage. So, I mean, Ninja right now is just powering up with his tier. Spirit really wants to gank for him, it seems like. He is hanging out in this mid lane trying to kill Rookie.
Yeah, and Rookie, they do know that his flash is still unavailable for another few seconds. Wildcards is just going to be too much range for them to really make any plays in this mid lane, and he's playing so safe.
Yeah, I mean, Ninja's just happy sitting here farming. He's actually got quite a lot of CS here. Looks like Spirit just going to start up the Dragon there for himself, and now we're going to drag the bottom lane in as well from World Elite, and this would be a very strong Dragon sneak if they manage to get it.
Yeah, and they're all going over there now as well. There are pings, so this is not going to be unknown, but it is going to get taken down before IG can do anything about it. So Kitties did manage to get the timer on that. That's very important, but first Dragon going over to WE, and I think it's somewhat intelligent that IG do not want to fight for that one, just because Teleport was available, as was Equalizer, so Aluka could have come down there, and these Dragon fights are devastating when there's a Rumble on the team.
It's just a nicely timed back. Twisted Fate without his ultimate, it's kind of really hard to get into the pit, especially. They knew Aluka had been killed, but he was back to go again. And IG just all sort of backed it at the same time, and World Elite were like, we have a window here, let's go straight in. Very decisive play here, very impressive, and they take the first Dragon, which, I guess to be fair, they kind of expected to take given their team comp.
Yeah, that's right. IG now getting some deeper wards here in the blue side jungle of WE, but we do have some action coming through. Spirit taking a lot of damage from Rookie, and they're protecting their pink wards.
Yeah.
Like you would not believe. These wards going to get... Oh, Flag and Drag actually coming through. Kakao going very aggressive. There's a Twisted Advance. The teleport coming through from behind by Pokemon. Brilliant deep warding to allow that to happen, and IG just killing across this map. They don't mind about the Dragon. They're worried about Barons and killing people.
To be perfectly honest, though, I think they should worry about the Dragon. They've got perfect pink ward set up. They just got a gank in the mid lane. Rookie with his blue buff is pressuring in this mid lane. People are low. Oh, he's going in.
Oh, the Destiny under the tower here as well. Spirit's going to go down. Wildcards picks up that kill. The teleport going to be cancelled because Aluka knows he's not going to be able to catch this ghosted Rookie. And that was such an aggressive play.
Really nice. We expect Zatai to make that sort of play, but Rookie kind of flexing his muscles there and taking out Spirit. And
he's been learning from these Chinese mid laners.
Quite possibly. And Spirit is very squishy on that Riven early on as well. And now IG even pushing in with the Sivanami as well. STYZ trying to fight back. Got good CS here, leading by a couple, but he's just been pushed constantly back into this tower.
Yeah, that's right. But actually was behind a little bit on CS was STYZ, but now going to come back to a 5 CS lead. Nothing to write home about. They're going to head back to base, and the Trinity Force has been finished. So this is a really notable power spike for WE.
Issue though is there's no Dragon for Water Elite to fight for right now, and they need a reason to group as 5. And Jace isn't powerful enough yet to just run into the mid lane and be like, let's group as 5 and poke and siege them out. Because Ninja still needs to power up and get his Manamune going as well. So it's going to be a little bit longer here, but that next Dragon fight's important. And Invictus Gaming are going to look to pick off as many people as they can. Keep giving themselves gold before that time happens and scare World Elite off that second Dragon.
Yeah, and they definitely have to as well because they need to get those 8% extra stats as Rookie's going to head back to base. So Morellonomicon is finished up, and he just picked up a needlessly large rod as well. And we saw how much damage those wildcards were doing, even more now coming out of this Twist of Fate.
Indeed, we're just going to see Ninja hanging out, ready to keep going.
Just waiting to clear more waves, man. He's got a big old hammer that turns into 2 different weapons. He wants to use it on these creeps.
Kid's build is quite aggressive here as well, I just noticed. He's had an Average Blade for quite a while, just went back and bought himself 2 of the 3 components of his Infinity Edge. Spirit is, by the way, very persistent about killing the Scuttle Crab.
Oh yeah, he really wants to get that Scuttle Crab objective. They've been making use of it as well, of course, locking down that Dragon, knowing that they've got the speed boost to get away if they do ever get collapsed upon during that particular situation.
Spirit is trying something here, but we'll be forced to back away here. And kind of looking at the jungles we have here,
a lot of damage.
I realized as well that the popularity of Skirmishes server, in particular with how good the Warrior enchantment is, actually means that Jarvan obviously got quite a bit better and is very popular because his kit's so good, but it's actually a really cost-efficient buy for Riven. It's kind of like a Brutalizer, an extra Brutalizer. Because Spirit's going to be doing a lot, but we saw before, he's really squishy if he gets bursted down at all. And Riven does nothing when she can't move through a fight. So they have to set Spirit up well here. In World Elite, if they play these fights incorrectly with how tankless this lineup is, they're going to get crushed by IG's aggression.
Yeah, Accelerated Shock Blast is going to get Ninja his blue buff as well. That one's going to be handed over yet again. Haven't seen much from this top lane moving forward. Of course, Pokemon and Aluka just smacking each other. And with that early gank, Pokemon's just able to become that tanky monster, has his Rod of Ages, so it's just not really much Aluka can do as far as getting him out of this lane. As we do have the Monsoon actually coming through in the bottom lane. That's going to be the Valkyrie used to escape by STYZ. And IG just putting the guns out straight away.
Yeah, Conan low there as well. IG are continuing to get aggressive here, and Dragon's up in 135. So Invictus Gaming, knowing that time, we're having a very close to accurate representation when it's coming back. Wants to fight it. Good shield there from Kid to avoid some of that damage. And World Elite needs to have a plan here, because if they get poked out or killed, especially by a TF gank, that's all sorts of problems. And Rookie just got his blue buff again.
Yeah, and there is a vision battle going on in this river. They know that they need to contest with this Dragon coming up in about a minute, and everyone's just trying to get the pink wards in there. They've spent so much money on pinks that they've put down in this river area. Yeah,
that was sort of the awkward part about the last gank that IG actually did. They cleared out, they got all this pink ward vision in the Dragon area, and Dragon wasn't up for about 4 more minutes. So now World Elite have gotten some control back over the area, but it's very heavily contested. And we'll see who wants to fight it. If Aluka can hit level 11 before he's able to get to that fight as well, with Haunting Guy's Sork Shoes, he's good to go for that next Dragon fight.
Yeah, this turret in the bottom lane is getting incredibly low. WE going to still just clear it out with those rockets. STYZ going to head back to base as well as Conan.
Kid kind of needs to spend his money as well. He wants that Infinity Edge if he can afford it when this Dragon comes up. And Invictus Gaming moving through, I have to say, Rookie and Cacao have really stuck together in this particular game. There's a lot of pressure that was directed there, and they're moving as a unit and creating vision for themselves. Because again, that's what the Korean players are known for, and they can't communicate maybe with the rest of their team as well as they'd like yet, but they can definitely communicate with each other. They're doing a lot of movement here and getting all their wards down that they need to try and start the next fight.
Yeah, we can see Kakao they do have vision control now, IG, and they really need to be contesting with this Dragon. Both teleports are available from the top laners. That's going to be the really aggressive Cataclysm coming through. Rookie's going to get the stun on a Conan. There's the wild cards as well. Kakao picks up the kill eventually, and there's another gold card. Sty's going down low. Dragon Strike not going to be quite enough as the Valkyrie does come through to get STYZ to safety, but this could be enough pressure to get the Dragon here for IG.
Luke has also come down as well, and he has his ultimate, so does Riven.
There's the Hunt's been popped, and Ninja is in a lot of trouble. Going to need to use that acceleration gate in order to get himself to safety.
Invictus Gaming cannot start this Dragon if they aren't confident in their vision. They will start it now. Got a lot of damage going in. Jace not there to poke them off it. WD1D1 could have defended here, but IG instead are going to get their very crucial first Dragon.
Yeah, and STYZ forced out of this one as well. Still very, very low, so he's down trying to get some farm, but he might be in trouble.
Kakao didn't even have Smite for that, by the way. That's how confident he was that they could take the Dragon.
They had so much vision that they just knew that they were going to be okay.
He actually smited STYZ in the last exchange to slow him down for that kill. So very confident there from Invictus Gaming. Potentially with Equalizer plus the Jace poke and Spirit still with his ultimate, things could have gone pear-shaped very swiftly. But they pressure people out, and a really nice pressure from IG.
Yeah, and IG have just been skirmishing so well this game, utilizing Rookie's mobility on this Twisted Fate. And we haven't really seen too much of it on the preseason patch, Twisted Fate, but he's really working in the hands of Rookie.
Yeah, and shades of the old World Elite here from Rookie. Got a very quick Zhonya's Hourglass. Of course, the aggressive gate into Zhonya's was, of course, called the Messiah, named after its fabled Twisted Fate player, formerly of World Elite. Rookie maybe flexing some muscles here as well. Now down the bottom lane, going to split push that out. And interestingly, this game quite low on turrets here. Looks like the bottom lane that was constantly pressured by Sivir is the only turret to go down in this game.
Yeah, we'll see whether they do transition around to that ever-loved middle lane turret, as WE are setting up for some sort of gank here on no one in particular. They do have some wards over there, so if Kiddies was to walk through, then he might be discovered, but it's a definite gamble here and a bit of a time waster for WE.
Wondering if Ninja maybe wanted to do something slightly different with his build as well. He actually doesn't have his Manamune finished yet. Finished his last Whisper first for a lot of cost-efficient armor penetration, but seems like he feels pressured to fight now.
Kid might be in trouble. There's the Shock Blast coming through as well. Is forced to use that flash. The double knock-up from the Broken Wings. And that is just so much damage coming out of Spirit. WE answer back.
And Riven CC doesn't last long, but it lasts long enough when you have that much damage in your team. WD1D1 going to get a tower for themselves now as well. Aluka moving through now, still with his ultimate. This is their time. Exactly what they want. All 5 members with the Jace good to go. IG's tower's goodbye.
Yeah, beautiful, decisive play coming from World Elite, and they are going to be able to take the inner turret down as well. It's like they flicked a switch, and that was so patient of WE.
And a lot like their solo laners, World Elite's team comp has the ability to go from defensive to aggressive very quickly. It's really fluid as a team comp here. And you saw, as soon as they turn it on and get a pick, they're just going straight in. They've got a great group squad here, especially when they're sieging objectives.
Wandering around here.
He's moving through some brushes.
Yeah,
looking for some wild...
Oh,
never mind.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yep. Anyway, he's going to wander through those brushes. Hopefully he doesn't find an encounter. He's going to head back to that top.
Yeah, Kid does have his IE up now as well. Actually holding onto the Avarice plate even longer now. Building eventually towards a static shift. Manamune has been done by Ninja. He got a little bit of gold from that last siege that they managed to do as well. So people good to go now on World Elite side. Bilgewater Cutlass has been completed by STYZ, and this is quintessential Chinese Corki especially. They love the Blade of the Ruin King second. Love to be able to out-duel and 1v1 people, especially these big bruises. But IG, moving up towards World Elite's top tower.
Yeah, they are going to be seen by a ward there in that tri-bush in the top lane, though. So World Elite just going to play back on this one. Aluka's very close to his inner turret. And they are going to see all of the movements from IG, so WE warding really effectively in the places that they really need that vision.
Conan as well, kind of while we're looking at item builds a little bit more, does have his Magi's here to go with the mobility boots plus the side stone. This, again, just a very... We talk about Janna not being the best fit for Chinese supports because they tend to want to be a bit more aggressive. I think this is their concession to having to play Janna. Yep. Where they're like, you know what, I'll play it, I'm not going to like it, but if I have to do it, I'm building the Magi's.
Exactly right. And you are generally pretty good at getting them assists.
Oh, it's a good item on Janna. We saw a lot of it during Worlds where people just kept wanting to buy it here. And WD1D1 are powering up. This third Dragon fight, going to look quite spectacular, I think, if all these items come through. We've got Corki building to his second. Jace is good to go with pretty much 2.5, or looks more like 3 at this point, with A big one in Last Whisper and a couple of component-ish items with Brutalize and Manamune. Rumble as well, his third item is the question mark to me because here's a lot of options here, and it's a big spike once again. If he gets a big needlessly large rod item, either the Zonies for a bit more
Stites has been caught out. There's the flag and drag. The bubble landing as well. STYZ, you are definitely dead. Nice pick from IG.
And we talked about hard engage from Invictus Gaming. Didn't even need the Silver to set that one up.
Massive layering of CC.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Maokai clicks on a carry, if everyone else is there, you are unbelievably dead on the World Elite side.
Super dead. I didn't know there were degrees of dead, but I just learned that you can be more dead than just dead.
And now IG aggressively putting wards down now as well. Spirit's forced to back up towards his tier 2 turret. And Invictus Gaming, they've got a decent lead here, looking to apply even more pressure.
Yeah, they do have so many wards in the enemy jungle here. It's a bit of a Christmas tree over there on that red side. We'll see whether they can actually make something happen. Of course, WE playing back very safe. Luca even going to head back to base, so might be looking to roam with his team. Accelerated Shock Blast onto Kitties. That was a blind one as well, so nice shot there.
I think he had brief vision there. He actually popped a ward over the wall. That was a spectacular looking ward actually by Ninja, sniffing out that there was a pink there, and Invictus Gaming are hunting around, but this is the big problem when you fall behind a Twisted Fate team especially. We already talked about how Maokai can just jump on someone's Sivir ult, but it's Nami passive as well, helping him get in there, and there's just a lot of CC. Rookie, if there's not enough vision here for World Elite on the map, especially on the other side of the jungle, they get caught out so quickly farming these empty lanes, and IG can take any objective they want from that point.
Yeah, Rookie's Spider Sense is really tingling there, noticing that Spirit wasn't on the map, and he didn't even see him there. He just knew that he just couldn't keep split pushing. He's going to be waiting around in this brush. Spirit's been waiting there for quite some time. Rookie is going to come out. We'll see whether they do make anything of this.
I don't think he wants to pick this fight. Rookie has a Zhonya's as well. He is STYZ. Maybe that's the difference here.
Going to pop that Ghost. There's Kakao coming in as well. It's a nice Valkyrie to get STYZ to safety as the Destiny hasn't actually been used, but he's coming through now. They found Spirit, but Howling Gale going to stop him from coming through to do any more action. Sweeping Lens is going to notice that ward, but they're not even going to be able to... Oh, there they are.
So
going to be able to clear it.
Somewhat comical exchange there. Yeah. Spirit, who've been waiting in the brush patiently to
Cue the Benny Hill music.
1v1 Rookie, randomly gets ulted as STYZ is the pick choice there for IG, and they're going in, never mind.
Yep, Kitties going to take an Accelerated Shock Blast. That Ebb and Flow going to help for the sustain as the slow does come through from that sapling. And this could be the dragon fight that we've been waiting for. As Rookie, he doesn't care. He's going to keep clearing these turrets.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Flash still ready to go. This is the fight though where IG's engaged needs to be
Dragon's being started now by WE. It is going down very low. Kakao's here. Oh, the 2-for-1 smite, but it's going to go to Spirit. No kills as of yet. The Equalizer's in a beautiful spot. And look at the ebbs and flows coming through. Pokemon is just so tanky, but no one's dead yet. The flash out of Kitties. There's Ninja actually getting aggressed on Pokemon's trying to make something happen, but a beautiful flash over the wall. Aluka, the first one to die in this incredibly long exchange. And there's the flash into the gold card. SCYZ going down incredibly low here in this bottom lane. Pokemon now just wandering through. We are going to have a little bit of packet loss, but that is going to be the kill. SCYZ is going to fall down.
And a huge fight there as well by both teams. I thought World Elite had it with the way they were cutting back through that dragon, but SCYZ went back in to try and kill Nami, who he didn't get, and then World Elite kited back, couldn't quite get enough through, and Invictus Gaming did the same thing, kited back and then re-engaged. And that Sivir ult not only wrecked him the first time, but IG played that so well to not walk into World Elite's disengage.
Yeah, and that was a 50-50 smite, which is what I tried to say at the start of that fight, but all of the action just burst out. Spirit really on point with that one, meaning that we are 2 dragons now to 1 in favor of World Elite. So Invictus Gaming, even though they've got a lot of these kills and they're a little bit ahead on gold, the statistics that you get from these dragons is really going to start building up.
Yeah, and important to note, the good news there for World Elite is that second dragon, like you said. So Spirit clutching that smite there under quite a lot of pressure.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Invictus Gaming continuing to get ahead here in this game. They're, what, 4,000 gold or so ahead at this point, which is a decent lead on this patch. Remember, the gold leads don't snowball or look nearly as large as they used to, but it's good stuff going here. So World Elite having those dragons is even more important, but the items that are coming out now and the amount of space they have on this map is unbelievable. Twisted Fate, when he's ahead, this is what happens. You just don't get to leave your base at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's right. And something about that last fight is that everyone just survived for so long. They're aggro juggling, and the way these Chinese players are moving around in these fights so that they make sure that they don't die is meaning that these skirmishes are lasting for so long.
Yeah, and I like the Mikhail's pick up there from Kitties as well. Maybe recognize that he's got a little hairy and there's a lot of poke going through. So a lot of what World Elite have to do is zone people out and then pick someone off with their CC, and then once everyone goes in, use Janna to disengage and then win a 5v4, which is pretty easy when you have this much damage in your team. Mikhail's helps a lot there to make sure that the one target they're looking for, your carry, doesn't die too quickly if you can help it.
Yeah, I mean, STYZ has actually hit his 2-item power spike here as well, has finished off that Blade of the Ruined King, which is the way that Chinese players build Corki as well. We don't see it as much over in the other leagues, but that Blade of the Ruined King, wanting that extra mobility, making sure that you can really save yourself in those crucial moments on these Corkis.
And going on item builds as well, I just noticed Kakao has a Locket of the Iron Solari as his kind of next major pickup here, and I love this item in general. I think it's great against Rumble. Even though World Elite have a lot of AD, they've got enough poke where the shield's actually quite relevant. And one of the things that I noticed when I used to cast a lot more of the Chinese scene is that they would aggressively use their Lockets either when they were going in under a tower or going in for a fight. And with the way IG's team comp works, all of those stats just mean that they can fight harder and more often.
Yeah, and Spirit really wants a piece of Rookie here. He's going to be seen by these minions as he follows them back to his own creep wave. Kakao just wandering through, does have that Raptor buff, so he knows where all these wards are, really useful. Oh, Destiny's going to come through. Spirit's going to try and get out of this one. There's a Tycaller's Blessing for the slow. The bubble's going to come down as well, and this CC layering's amazing. That Monsoon actually getting Kakao to safety there as he last hits with the Cataclysm. Not actually going to last hit, it's going to be Rookie to pick up that one.
Nice play, actually. Spirit almost got out of that with Conan clutching in the Janna, but couldn't quite save him or shield him for enough there with his E to actually make it done. IG may be going to look for this objective as well. Kid is hanging out in the mid lane, just pushing that out. And World Elite are caught between two very awkward places, and you could get dived here. Be careful, Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja's got to be careful. Does have the shield on the turret now as well, so a couple of shields now with how that turret does work. Alucard's here as well. Bubble's just going to be used defensively by Kiddies. Nice placement there as well, just to make sure that Alucard doesn't manage to get through onto this one. Flag drag over the wall. This Gromp is going to fall, and Kakao's going to pick that one up.
And Spirit, as I mentioned, with this Riven pick, maybe feels like he needs to be the other carry for his team. And his item build absolutely reflects that, going full damage apart from his Merc Treads here. He's got a Tiamat now, which is a fantastic Riven item, but build is going to be a bit slower. Never mind the ult.
Equalizer onto Pokemon here as well. There's a Chilling Smite. He's actually going to have to go in on this one. There's no way he's going to escape. Vengeful Maelstrom is not going to be enough damage reduction to save him here, as we just have him popping around. Is going to flash out eventually, that I don't think he's going to survive. That's going to be the Howling Gale from Conan picking up that kill.
Yeah, Spirit had just enough time left on the ultimate to get actually the extra range was relevant there as he moving through the brushes. And I like that I think they gave the kill to Spirit. No, they couldn't quite, but I think they were trying to give it to him there. Just again, need more gold on this Riven. He's the other carry here for World Elite. And with the way he's playing, moving and actually split pushing from the jungle, trying to 1v1 Rookie, which he can do if he gets the jump. Spirit is putting so much on his shoulders in this game.
Yeah, that being said, I mean, Pokemon took so long to go down. He has a Frozen Heart now, as well as that Spectre's Cowl, and importantly, these Ninja Tabi. They've got 2 Ninja Tabis on their team, and with the amount of auto attack damage that's coming out from Riven, who's building so much damage, Ninja as well has that W in his cannon form that does so much auto attack damage, and Skies as well does a lot. So picking up that item, I think, is really, really huge. Destiny's going to be popped now, though. Chilling Smite onto Ninja. They want to take him down, forcing the flash. There's the gold card as well, but Kakao going down incredibly low. He's going to get shielded up, and he's not going to die. Ninja's going to follow. The flash into the gold card. Spirit aggressed on as well. Vengeful Maelstrom's going to pick up that kill, and that's going to be Pokemon with another one under his belt. 2, 1, and 5 on their not as strong top laner, we said. Well, I'm taking all that back now.
Just a little greedy again from Spirit, farming a wolf camp here as IG are going to take out this tier 2 turret. Just so much fun, and this is one of the issues with Jace as well. You mentioned how tanky Maokai has gotten in this particular game. Jace is such a strong mid-game champion, but when you go all in on AD, and Jace kind of does it for you no matter what, you armor mitigate so much of your power once you get to this stage of the game. Next Dragon going to go here, 2 apiece now for IG, and looking to continue their stranglehold on this game.
Yeah, and I think we're looking to see a 3-item Maokai as well. So in that front line, Pokemon's just going to be so huge. I am harping on about him a lot, but I think that it is definitely worth a mention. Another Giant's Belt's going to come in for Kakao, so he's going to be a little bit stronger as well. And going with this double tank line is just really, really working out for IG, as another Chilling Smite's going to come through. Kakao just going aggressive on his own here in this top lane.
STYC trying to pick up from Rookie coming in.
Destiny coming in as well. There's a Cataclysm going to stop the Valkyrie, and Rookie just stuns him up and takes the kill. Thank you very much, Conan. Forced to use that flash to get out of there as well. So beautifully
And
done.
you wanted to give credit to Pokemon here. I'm Going to give it all, or not all of it, I'm going to give a lot of it to the other substitute for IG. Rookie, has played fantastically on this Twisted Fate, and I just noticed his item build, which is brilliant in the situation given how their team comp's working out. He has Distortion Enchanted cooldown boosts. As Baron has been started, by the way. IG
He's going to have 40% cooldown reduction, but it is Baron that's going to be started. Spirit's going to be split pushing. They have no smite here. WE's going to have to give up the Baron. Oh, Shock Blast is going to come through, but it's not quite going to be enough. Nami of all people is going to lock it down. Kitty's with the sweet smite.
Did Kakao seriously do that without smite again?
Yeah, he's chilling smite in the top lane, mate. Like, he just needed to get that extra aggression down.
Kakao apparently only smites champions. Doesn't like smiting the objectives. Very gutsy Baron from IG, despite the fact that Spirit's down the bottom. Again, split pushing for his team, really trying to make some plays here. But IG, this Twist of Fate just has Waddle completely on lockdown.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Rookie's looking fantastic on this champion. That being said, as we do head into the later game, I mean, WE, once they have Spirit with a lot of extra damage, Ninja's going to be able to poke out still. And STYZ, we just haven't seen enough from this guy who was going to be the linchpin for this team.
This is the other element of Lord Elite's comp, though. And I mentioned that Jace just falls off a little once you hit the mid-game, once big armor items start coming out.
Yeah.
Lord Elite, I guess, has sort of mitigated that a little by having mixed damage Corki and big AP damage in the Rumble. But your issue there is that you're now playing with a tankless lineup, and all of your engages must be on point. You've got to engage and disengage flawlessly to set up all your damage. But if you can do it, STYZ's Corki runs rampant through a team fight, and your high damage team just gets an easy 5v0. World Elite, though, don't have that option. The tanks are too tanky now for IG, and they're falling behind in damage and gold.
Yeah, World Elite are actually making a move up this mid lane just a little bit. Kitty's going to take another Shock Blast. He must be getting sick of that now. He's dropped so many of them to the head.
I mean, to be honest, Ninja has not been able to poke and siege as much as he might like here. IG have played this so that Rookie is constantly pressured in other lanes. So has Pokemon by split pushing in the top lane normally as well. They've split up World Elite's strong 5-man position and never let them siege it. Again, this Twist of Fate has set up so well with a very innovative cooldown boots.
He certainly has. And this is the other really intelligent thing from IG. They've had their side waves pushing beautifully, and now they're about to crash into these turrets, and we've got Rookie moving up here. He's going to head this one into the inner turret, and with this Baron buff, I mean, that's going to go down so quickly.
Yeah, this is one of the things about the new Baron buff, is that it kind of turns anyone into a split pusher. Siege qualities aren't nearly as important as they maybe were in previous patches, just because once you get the big buffs, the later dragons and the barons, you can just send almost anyone, and that cannon creep does so much work for you. Kakao, though, looking to go in.
Yeah, 4-man strong here in this top side of the map, and look at this turret going down so low. Cataclysm actually onto Conan here as well. Monsoon's going to be used. There's the tidal wave. Pokemon wants to get in there, but Rookie's going to start that kill. Spirit's actually gone so aggressive, but he's just going to get blown up. Luca's going to come through, going to pop that Sonya's, but that's not going to save him for too long. There's the flashes. Ninja's getting aggressed on. STYZ, he's going to probably fall. No, the Fountain is going to save his life. Not quite the ace, but Invictus Gaming coming through with a massive finish.
Yeah, huge Baron creeps are going to make taking these inhibitor turrets a piece of cake here. And there's Rookie again.
The Destiny coming through. He's going to land the gold card, but STYZ, oh, no, he's going to fall. Kakao going to sacrifice himself, but GG, well played to Invictus Gaming.
And just